We supposed to do a show.
Howdy.
Howdy.
How do?
All right, before we get into the show, we were talking about this in the green room. Chat, we need to know. This is a deciding fact. This is a tiebreaker in an argument. What does FUPA stand for? Write it out in the chat. What does FUPA stand for? Okay, fully explicit. I give you permission to write out whatever thy wishes in the chat. But what does FUPA stand for? And then Tree and I will talk about the Knicks. Okay. The first, okay. FUPA means the Knicks suck. So MKI doesn't even know what it is. Okay. Oh yeah, Kyle Busch, Ricky Stenhouse punched Kyle freaking Busch in the face. That was great. Okay, before we get out to figuring out what a FUPA is, the Knicks lost, and it was very ugly. And they lost in 7 games. I thought I was going to relive 1994 all over again. I was going to shave. I was going to grow my hair long and a ponytail and shave underneath everything. I was going to smoke weed out of a bong. I was going to wear a Stussy hat and then rock some Jenkos, some original Jenkos, and some Air Jordans. And none of that happened because the Knicks got boat raced out of the building on Sunday.
They got motorboated. I mean, the whole team was dead, but
here's the thing, and we were talking about this before. The Knicks did not play that bad in Game 7. The Pacers played unfreaking believable. They shot 74% from the field in the first half. You cannot. There's no defense. Like, you can't stop shots like that. They're just everything was going in. Everything was going in. And so it was insane. And it is wild that the Pacers are back in the Eastern Conference Finals when they've had some really good teams, when they had Roy Hibbert and Paul George all on the same team. And this is the team that gets them there with Miles Turner and Reek Halliburton freaking playing out of his mind. Like, where did this guy come from?
I mean, dude, Pascal Siakam.
Pascal
Siakam.
You always knew that Siakam could defend, but he's also scoring too. And it was and then Jalen Brunson breaks his wrist. That's your entire team right there.
Well, I mean, he was out by the fourth quarter. You were done by that point either way. So it's just insult to injury.
Yeah. There was no comeback coming. I mean, the Knicks have a good team. If they could have stayed healthy, they have an Eastern Conference winning team. Like, if they had Randall, if they had Ojanobi looked like he was Obi-Wan Kenobi out there. Like, he was going to go into labor at some point. His back was so out of line. He looked like a Karen in fucking Target that, had to needing a refund. He was so bad. And I give him credit for getting out there like Willis Reed, but he did not inspire the Knicks to win a game. It was ugly. And then, of course, the Nuggets also got beat by the Timberwolves, and that was pretty disappointing as well.
Well, the Nuggets just choked. I mean, dude, 20-point lead Michael Porter Jr. couldn't hit a damn shot. Jokic couldn't hit anything from 3, and Nuggets somehow couldn't defend. That's why I deserve to lose.
Dude, Anthony Edwards is a fucking stud, and he's one of
And
the
he
most.
does nothing but talk shit.
Yeah, he talks shit, but he's one of the most slept on number 1 overalls ever because he was drafted during the pandemic, so not many
And he was
people
drafted
remember
during
it.
Minnesota.
Right, and he plays for the T-Wolves, but y'all are gonna know who Anthony fucking Edwards is now. That dude can fucking ball. Like everyone, every other number 1 overall has been hyped up, and he did not receive that same sort of treatment. Like even Zion Williamson's fucking fat ass. Oh, wait, does that make me fat phobic?
Here's the thing. Zion's really good whenever he's actually on the court. Well, the problem is he's not on the court.
He's never there because he likes Kentucky Fried
He's injured. Well, he keeps fucking up his hamstring.
He likes Canes. He likes Canes down there at in New Orleans, and he likes to not manage his weight. He likes.
He's built like a linebacker. The thing is, he has to slim down just because of his knees and his hamstrings. But the problem is that would take away the effectiveness of his game.
Yeah, he can't carry around that shrimp boil. Yeah, that Cajun food. He loved that Cajun food down there. They got, oh, dude, I love me a good seafood boil, though.
Oh, dude. Hey, dude, he's in pretty much seafood capital of the world, dude. I'd probably gain 50 pounds when I'm down there. If I had nothing but like seafood and café du monde, beignets.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, dude.
Crawfish etouffee? That shit ought to be illegal, man. Like, that shit is so good. Oh, I love New Orleans food. You've been down to New Orleans? You've been?
I have. I was been to New Orleans. I was down there for the Steelers game in 2018.
Did you go to Drago's?
No, I tried going to Drago's, but it was full. It was packed after.
Yeah, you got to have a reservation. Drago's, they serve these oysters that they're not raw, but they're like they've been pan fried or something, and they're so good. Like it's like garlic and butter all together, and then pan seared or something. It's so good. Like it was really good. Jambalaya is good. Oh my gosh, New Orleans food is so good. New Orleans food. A beignet is just crack with powdered sugar on it. And then what else happened? The Dallas Stars and the Mavericks are both in the finals, and then the Cowboys are once again on the outside looking in.
And the Texas Rangers just won a World Series.
Yeah. So hopefully,
they are technically a Dallas team.
Yeah. Well, they play in Arlington. They are basically a Dallas. They play in the same parking lot as the Cowboys.
Well, are they still in that same area? Because I know like they have a new stadium, but I know like their old stadium, I think they still
all 3 stadiums. So when we went to Arlington, AT&T, all 3 stadiums are on that same plot of flat land. There's Choctaw Stadium, which was the ballpark, which was converted to UTSA. No. Who plays there? Some Sam Houston State or something. I forget what college team plays. Maybe SMU. Yeah. Some college team plays there. I should know this. And then Globe Life is like halfway in between those. So they were going to tear the ballpark down, but then they're like, fuck it. We just use this as a stadium. What's crazy is the Astrodome is still standing to this day.
Yep. They have not demolished that building, and it's right next to the new football stadium. They haven't done much with Astrodome. I know it's been pretty damaged, so they'll have to repair it.
They were going to make it into a mega church or something, but then they were like, nah, they already turned the Forum or whatever, the Joel Osteen's church is in the old fucking the Summit.
It's in the
Joel Osteen, Osteen. He wants you to prosper. He wants you to prosper
by giving him a shitload of money.
Hey man. Sounds like a good gig. We should start a religion. We should start a religion called and we should worship the football gods. And we'll be the preachers, and the only way you can get football salvation is by worshiping us.
Honestly, the best way to do it would be to actually call us, and they charge $9.99 a minute, and we just sit there.
We should sell life water. That's what we should do. We should sell water that heals, but it's
it's just our piss. It's just like that's what I could do. I'll just sell my piss. It's like drink from the urinating tree.
Or we could sell our bath. That would be funny.
Actually,
you should do that on your OnlyFans.
I mean, actually, the girl that did Belle Delphine, I think her name is, who did the bathwater, she ended up losing something like $90,000 from that endeavor because PayPal treated it as like a sexual endeavor, and they kept fining her for every time she sold one. So she lost money on that whole endeavor.
PayPal should not have any morals. It was created by Elon Musk. Okay, like that's ridiculous. Anyways, all right, we can start reading supers and get over ourselves.
Nothing wrong with a pyramid scheme, man. I mean, that's what the
religion is. Right. A religion is a pyramid scheme. Like you can definitely, I mean, you're tax free, and then you can just, give yourself a salary, and not. Well, you have to pay income tax, but Joel Osteen is living in a fucking 30-bedroom mansion, and God wants him to prosper. He didn't even let refugees or whatever. He didn't even let victims of Katrina in his church because he didn't want to ruin his vinyl sofa covering.
Man, would you want to ruin your vinyl sofa coverings?
I mean, he could have been like, you ever hear the story about the light at the end? Isn't that what Jesus, the whole Bible?
Well, Jesus was about healing the downtrodden and the weak.
Yeah, well. Joel Osteen was not about. Well, I guess he could be like, "Well, I'm not Jesus, okay? I'm just a man."
I talked with God, and God said, "Give me $50."
Yeah,
each.
That's always a good cop out. It's like I had a conversation with God, and God said that I should take your money. It's like, but you'd be like, "No, that's not what God said." Be like, "No, that's what He told me." You can't argue with that, right?
Nope.
Mm-hmm. God told me. Okay. All right. Let's read some soups. You do the soups this time.
You would. The King Barrel Maker. Dallas made the conference finals twice this weekend. People say Dallas always chokes, but I knew they had it in them to make the penultimate round. The Dallas Stars are a wagon. Like, they just...
Yeah, they played in the finals a while ago.
They played the finals last year.
Yeah, a while ago. No.
Conference finals.
Conference finals, but they made the finals.
They made it in the bubble. They made it in the 2020 Cup year.
No, I thought
Anton Hudobin's magical run. Joel Kiviranta with the game 7 winning goal.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, the my ear sounds weird.
You're just weird in general.
What?
But I mean, you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. It's no, it sounds good now. Now that my ears, now that I got these new Raycons. Did you get a new pair of Raycons?
I did, sir. The only reason why I wear the over-the-ear headphones, it's preference. That's the only reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like
actually sound good. Oh,
but yeah, the Raycons sound pretty good.
After we read this, I want to cover something real quick.
Absolutely. And I think I know what you're going to talk about.
Yes.
Joseph Naharian for 5. I regret to inform you that Edluz Diaz has returned. He got shelled this weekend.
Yeah. The Mets blew like a 10-4 lead or something, 9-4 lead, and then Diaz blew a save before that. Like, yeah, he's back. He's back, all right. He was never the same since he celebrated the fucking his country. He's Dominican, right?
He's Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rico winning the advancing in the World Baseball Classic. All right, so I think you got sent a package in the mail.
I did.
And yep. I did. Our buddy Ed from Buffalo, he sent me some Crystal Beach. Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully he's watching.
Loganberry. No, they mentioned that. I've tried that. It's actually pretty tasty.
Yeah, it's really good. It's non-carbonated. And the first thing I did was I mixed this with some Tito's vodka, and it was delicious.
That actually sounds like a good idea because I drank that straight.
Yeah, it was really good. Then he also sent some hot sauce. This is local.
It's a local hot sauce. I've tried that before. I mixed it with honey mustard. It's really good. It has that nice, like, subtle flavor. I actually needed a bottle of hot sauce, so that came in clutch.
Yes. So I haven't opened this yet, but it's coming to my butthole soon. Like it will coat the outside of my butthole.
Mm-hmm.
And then he sent me these marshmallow chocolate thing. I ate most of them. Well, and I had a girl over and she we kind of
They are called they're called sponge candy, what he was saying. They're interesting.
Candy?
Yeah, it's not
So
marshmallow.
good.
It's like caramelized sugar. They're
I don't know what it is. So good. I tore that shit up.
I'm just sitting there like, oh, these are marshmallow. And I'm like, oh, these are marshmallow.
Yes. So Ed wrote a letter with this. I'll read it pretty quickly. It's just, hey, Five, I hope you're doing good, man, and feeling better. I just wanted to send some treats here from Buffalo for you and your boys to enjoy. Well, the boys are grown, so. But maybe I'll share some with Jackson and Darren from J&D Productions. Those are my boys now. Got you some Loganberry made by Coca-Cola. Also some sponge candy. That's what he calls it, sponge candy. And lastly, some Mighty Taco hot sauce. I wish I could send some wings or Salen's hot dogs. Dude, I would take some Salen's hot dogs all day, which are the best. I just wanted to say thank you for all the laughs and your videos getting me through work. I love all your content, Twitter and YouTube, with your main and clickbait, and my favorite, the dumpster fire. Hopefully you're reading this or just this line because hopefully Tree passed it on. Tree, you did. Thank you. And just keep doing what you do.
Pass on. Although I would have loved to keep the sponge candy though.
Yeah, you should have. I mean, well,
otherwise you wouldn't have had it.
Yes. But then he ended with this line: just keep doing what you do best, being your hilarious and horny ass self every motherfucking day. Sincerely, Ed. Fucking awesome, dude. Thank you all. Thank you to everyone who's ever sent us crap. And we appreciate and love you all. And these kind of gestures make it worth it to do this. Because sometimes, you know, when you're down and mentally drained, it's hard to remember how many of y'all support us, and we love you.
I mean, it's a sobering fact. I mean, the fact that I've realized it's like people like my shit gets them through like shitty situations. I've never really still have a hard time fathoming that. It's like I ramble in front of a microphone all day. I don't think it's anything that special.
Yeah. When you're telling a joke about like,
well, I'm doing fucking hurricanes, man. I don't think that takes people.
Right.
Stay horny.
Stay horny, Fly. When I'm yelling in my apartment studio and I'm just like, I hope neighbors are not hearing this shit. Like, and then I'm like, well, I hope that joke hit, and then it does, and like, yeah, that's awesome.
That joke hit actually like a Mike Tyson haymaker to the temple.
The other funny thing is like we never really know if what we're saying is actually funny. We don't know.
Honestly, like I don't really see myself as funny. I'm just me.
But we're not like stand-up comedian. Like the crowd will definitely indicate whether what you have said is funny. We have no idea other than a couple chats that say LOL, and you could be being facetious out there.
I mean, it probably is. It's like, wow, you're so funny. It could be like that. Trust me.
Okay, back to when we started. Some people said FUPA was fat upper pelvic area. Did anyone say that FUPA was a
why don't we just do a poll? We could do a poll.
Okay. All right, you make. Yeah, it's fat upper pussy. That's what I heard. I think political correctness has made it fat upper pelvic. The mafia has come for you. All right. Anyways,
this is what the dumpster fire does. We'll leave it up to
this is what. Yep. All right, I'm voting.
You would. Well, I mean, I'm on the dumpster fire.
It's 54. It's 50-50 right now.
Yeah.
Fat upper pussy area is taking the lead. Fat upper pussy level has at 55%. Fat upper pelvic at 44, 56, 52% for fat upper pussy. Fat upper pussy at 53, 52%, 52. Fat upper pussy is gonna win.
and FUPA wins the Preakness. Mystic Dan will not get the triple crown.
Could you imagine if there was a horse named FUPA? Fat upper pony area or something like that, and it was like, and a fucking announcer is just like, fucking go. All right. Last night
I named it after my wife. The Lim Report. Let's go Celtics. Here's my weekly pay. Dude, you don't have to pay us anything a week, man. Dude, we're just glad you're here. Yeah. And as a Kiwi excited about the NFL coming down to the MCG, we'll go whether the Patriots are going or not.
That's a long flight all the way to New Zealand. all the
dude.
way down there.
I mean, it's already the next day in New Zealand, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's going to be a Saturday.
oh yeah, it's
game
about
on
like 10
Sunday.
a.m. So
Yeah.
because
Gonna be
like
early
China
afternoon.
is 12 hours from us, so it'd be 8 a.m. over there.
I want to go to Australia like really bad, but you're talking like an 18-hour to 20, a whole day. Like if you go to Australia as an American, you have to spend like at least a month there. You know, you can't just
Like
go
you're not
for
spending
3
a couple
weeks.
days.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
can't
like
go
us
for a
going to Oregon.
weekend.
I mean, like I know, like you were complaining about the trip to Oregon last year. Imagine even longer across an ocean for like 2 days.
I've seen some people, business people fly to China and go only for like a week and then come back. I'm like, how do you fucking do that? Like, you have to spend at least 2 weeks there if you go all the way to fucking China, Like, it's a long ass flight. 18 hours.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, dude. I mean, at least you have a more comfortable seating and you're allowed to sleep. But could you imagine that in a regular flight, like something like a Spirit or like a budget airline? Oh, Lord.
No. So the one good advantage is like if you do fly intercontinental, you're on a 787 or something or 777, and those are big planes, and there's a lot of room, and you can get up and walk around and like stretch and sleep. I mean, you're gonna sleep a lot on a long ass flight like that. And now that they have internet, it's not so bad.
Oh yeah.
Like you can read a book on tape or something, or maybe go in the bathroom and.
No, what you're gonna do? You're probably watching the degenerate porn on your feed. It's like, hey, Five, what do you? And then it's like something about like interracial gangbangs or some shit like that.
Wow, I'm frightened of your internet history. Like I wouldn't even. That is like the furthest thing that would come to my mind.
This first thing that's threw up. I mean, dude, it's the internet. Everything's fucking
interracial.
There's very depraved shit.
FUPA fucking, is that a thing? I'm sure it is.
It probably is, dude. Dude, there's like BBW shit on there. Like people love that shit.
Yeah,
for whatever reason, it's a fetish. Like, dude, there are people who have fetishes of like women eating, like fat women just eating copious amounts of food. Like that's apparently a fetish. I don't get it, but it's a fetish. Yeah. Look at your face. I'm dead serious.
Wait. So they just it's like a big girl and she just eats like.
Yeah, it's just like a super like.
But does she? But does she eat the same of something? Because that I guess that would be interesting, right? If she just ate a bunch of shrimp, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. She eats like either like it's like mukbangs,
right?
Either mukbangs or just eating or sexual eating. It's.
I wouldn't get turned on if it was just her eating her dinner. Like
exactly.
I would want her to eat the same thing over and over again, like nothing but like clams until she's just sick.
I don't get it either, but apparently that's a thing. Darian Clark, FUPA is how the Nuggets blew a 20-point lead. I don't fucking know.
They FUPA that shit.
Yeah, they FUPA that hard, dude. Five is definitely in defeat.
I am not a foot person. No.
I don't understand. People with foot fetishes deserve to be locked up long term, which means you.
I do not have a foot fetish. I will say, like, I would not. The last place I'm sticking my penis is in between someone's feet. Right? There's so many great other places that if a woman is willing to have sex with me, I'm like, I'm not putting my dick in between her fucking possibly athlete's foot covered feet. Like that is just not.
I mean, honestly, I do need to touch more grass. Yeah, I really do.
Tree likes Piper Perry.
Who the fuck is Piper Perry?
You don't know who
No.
Tree is banned from the internet. How do you know what interracial gangbang is, and you don't know who Piper Perry is?
I just threw a fucking name up there.
Thing. That is literally her thing. Oh my gosh. Tree, I'm banning you from the internet. Okay.
Whatever.
All right.
Oh, okay. It's that girl from the meme.
Yes.
Okay.
Jeez. You don't know her name?
No. All I know is the fucking meme.
How many female porn stars? No, we've gone this route. No, I don't want to. I don't want to do this.
There
There you go, guys. Don't stop naming porn stars. Okay. I told you perverts to stop that.
Has been touching too much grass. Dude, you enable these people. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, they are our fans. They are.
I mean, yeah.
53% say fat upper pussy area, by the way.
Honestly, there's only
Stop the
one
count.
depraved son of a bitch that I respect the hell out of. It is Beast of Metal 1989. That dude has some weird shit that dude's into.
I'm horrified of his internet fucking history.
Oh, dude.
He's into some weird shit. You know what the thing is like if we didn't have like I think this is gonna sound fucked up. Like it's almost healthy to have so that those desires and those things like only stay on the internet. Like as long as they don't manifest in actual behavior, what's the harm in someone looking up some weird ass porn? Like I'm not saying that
it depends on the type of porn. If it's illegal shit, then
no, for sure. Yeah, no, I don't think that's fine.
Because I think you were talking about like certain other things that you want to check.
No, what's wrong with wanting to watch goth chicks get banged? Like, you know, as long as it's healthy and contained within your behavior, like it's better that you don't go out and act that shit out. You know,
Iron Horse.
Like, yeah, which one of you guys are acting out iron horses out here? Okay. Anyways, Rhea Sunshine. That's a good. What about good porno names? Not the fact that she's a good porn star, but like a good name, like Misty Rain or something. Yeah, Alexis, Texas, like something that is very memorable, and that you're just like, huh, like that's very easy to search on. You know, like I think they pick their names based on searchability.
Yeah.
So that you don't forget. Like you're like, oh yeah, I want to go watch her fuck.
Yep. Christopher Bregner. It's sad, Tree, that you're not doing lolcow of the week right now, as kicker Harrison Butker would be in the running with his commencement day speech.
He's catching some flack for that, huh? But guess where he'll be on week 1? Kicking footballs.
Oh yeah. Well, because he's fucking good at it. And I mean, he did go to a Catholic college, so yeah.
I mean, it was kind of like, you know, he was just like basically women belong in the kitchen. If you want me to paraphrase that fucking speech, he was just like, yo, y'all might be excited to graduate, but why don't you graduate into serving some Catholic dude, you know, and making babies. And
he did thank his wife. Like he's very respectful of her and just how he built him as a man. So, I mean, if he gets rid of the whole like, oh yeah, women belong in the kitchen thing, I think he's fine.
Yeah, you know, OJ was awesome except for that whole murder thing.
Well, OJ
should have dropped that bit.
Well, I mean, he just had an issue with bloody gloves. You know,
I'm just saying,
like the leather.
Okay, Harrison Butker took like an extreme opinion, right? And that's what happens. I wouldn't say extreme. He took a traditional.
Yeah, I mean that's an opinion that was back in like in old age, like that.
Right. It's like me calling a FUPA, like me referring to a FUPA as a fat upper pussy area, and me being called fat phobic for that. I am not fat phobic. Actually, I'm afraid of fat girls.
I mean, we can tell.
No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Listen, someone's weight is not always something that they can do something about.
Oh, of course. I mean, dude, thyroid issues are a real pain in the ass.
Yeah. I'm joking, by the way. I do not have anything against you're afraid of fetch. No.
I mean, dude, it's
But I have been called fat phobic.
I'm going to be quite honest with you. I think your search history is going to involve a lot of like fat chick searches. Just them getting nailed POV. I think that's you. That is definitely you. Usually the ones that try to openly criticize like a certain thing, you know, like all the strictly conservative preachers and politicians who talk about like, you know, being anti-gay, and now they're just getting a train run on them by a bunch of gay prostitutes in the hotel room snorting coke. That's usually what happens.
That was actually when I was married. Like I had clients and they were like, show me a picture of your wife. And, my ex-wife was like 5'3", 105 pounds. And they were like, damn, we thought you would have some big fat chick as your wife. Like, these are my clients. These are like, I was like, really? That's what you thought? They're like, yeah, man, we smelled like fat lover all over you. It was basically what they said. And I was like,
big old women in San
yep,
Antonio.
according to Charles Barkley. I've been to San Antonio. There was a lot of hot chicks on the Riverwalk. I don't know about you, but I did not see a lot of big fat women in San Antonio. I saw a lot of hot women in Austin. Oh my gosh. Austin, Texas. Wow. Okay. My bad.
Well, I mean, Austin, Texas is just an extension of California, so probably the same cuties over there. The Hurricanes ruined the memes we could have had. Yeah.
Yeah.
They did. It would have been beautiful.
They didn't.
I would have streamed Hurricanes Rangers Game 7 and
the Rangers, that game, that comeback was epic. Like this, I don't, knock on wood. This is the most un-Ranger team I've seen in a long time. Like they pull shit out of their ass. They when they're down, there's like, no, they put their nose down to the grindstone and they fucking come back. Like they are definitely a different squad. We'll see how it goes in the conference final. I would say that the Florida Panthers are probably the worst matchup in all of the playoffs for the Rangers. Like this is going to be one of, like, if the Rangers struggled with the Canes, which are a bad matchup because Aho and Snatchnikov are so fucking good. Same with Nietzsche's. Like, oh my gosh, like those guys are fucking trouble. The Rangers are going to have their fucking hands full with Florida. Like Florida to Chuck, like they've got skaters all over and it's scary. And Bob is playing out. It's going to be one of the best series. I would venture to say probably the cup winners coming out of that series.
I would say, I mean, Dallas looks pretty good too. I think
Dallas looks good, but like,
Edmonton. I mean, Edmonton has no goaltending.
Yeah. It's bad. Both teams kind of have questionable goaltending, but both the Rangers and, there's,
I mean, I wouldn't say Dallas has questionable goaltending. Jake Ottinger is upper tier when he's at his peak.
Okay. But like, is he Sergei Bobrovsky, Igor Shesterkin level? Those are, you're literally talking about probably the two best goaltenders, and then Hellebuck after that.
Oh, Hellebuck, Sorokin,
yeah.
Saros had a bit of a down year, but
yeah. But it's going to be a good series between the Panthers and the Rangers. And yeah, if you were to ask me which team would you not want the Rangers to face, it would be the Panthers. Anyways, sorry.
Yep. AAA sucks that the Canes lost, but their social media team drunk the same arrogant juice the Knights social media team did back in 2019 to 2022. Cry. Yep.
Yeah. They've got, I mean, that's part of the job is, if you're going to be on social is to talk shit. That's your job. By the way, the Chargers schedule reveal with the Sims was fucking amazing.
Apparently they spent like months on that shit.
Really? For one schedule reveal.
I mean, dude, you got to go hard.
Hey, spend the money.
Man, see your salary. Incheon DM for 5. Oh, continues for 30 seconds. Mavs are scary, but I love these T-Wolves. And at the end of the day, only one of us has to live in Dallas. Very true. I've never actually been to Minneapolis. I've been to their airport, but I've never actually
I've been to Minneapolis. Minneapolis is fun in the summertime. Yeah. It's nice, dude. You go to I've been to the Metrodome before it got destroyed.
Before the roof caved in?
I saw a Twins game there, and it was just when the ball went up into the ceiling, you were just like, fuck, there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
Like, same baseball's hard enough. Yeah. Baseball's hard enough, yo. Like, why are you gonna put a fucking white fucking ceiling? You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Whoops, sorry, I forgot to mention. God's Butt Monkey. This week's random NBA power or player from the past. Dikembe Mutombo Umpolondo Mukamba Jean-Jacques Wa Mutombo. I think I got it right. Dude,
back in the day, John Thompson, the first, he would just go to Africa and just he would just pick whatever fucking he would be like, he would ask them like, hey, who is the tallest guy you know? And they'd be like, all right, there's this guy Yaya Ja, there's this guy Dikembe Mutombo, there is, who else did they get? Boubacar Al was another player that who else was a big center that he recruited all these huge like athletes from
Did he
Africa.
recruit Manute Bol?
Manute did not play at Georgetown, but he ended up playing for the Bullets.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was there was a lot of straight just African names. Yaya Ja was there. Yeah. Yeah, Yinka Stinka, Yinka Dari, Andy Krawitz. Yeah, I don't know why people go to Minnesota. Anyways, keep reading.
Indeed. Christopher Bodden. Hey, 5 and Tree. Is clickbait still around? Yes. There are a lot of punishments to get caught up on. I agree with that. Timberwolves Pacers to the finals. Again, go Chiefs.
Yeah, we were going to do a show last week, but then Scooter backed out at the last minute. So
it happened. I mean, Scooter had some technical issues to take care of. Like his
he's got to get a new mic and all that. So
yep, it's fun times at Clickbait Land. And Tom's going to be gone next week for his international series.
Yeah, we should have
I can't believe it's almost I can't believe it's almost the end of May. Jesus.
I know. My men's league starts on June 1st.
Yeah. Men's league has started for me for like a month, but like we've had a couple rainouts. I actually have had a hit. I mean, it was more.
You got a hit?
Yeah, it was like a seeing eye single, but I did. I mean,
there you go.
I haven't played all that much because like I'm more or less just trying to train, but it's just like I'm just not where I need to be right now. You know,
well, have fun with it and enjoy it.
Yeah, if I can get on the field, we'll see. I suck, but it is what it is. I think you're aware of that. You see him. Jared Oberfeld, can someone please beat Canada at the Men's World Championship? Also, Toronto's WPHL team pulled a Toronto and choked in the first round. Not just that, reverse swept. It was beautiful.
I love the Calder Cup. It's like good hockey, you know. It's like tomorrow's
that's actually AHL. This is women's league.
Oh, the women's.
Yeah, this is the women's professional hockey.
My bad.
Yeah, their Toronto team got reverse swept.
Oh, fitting.
Very fitting. Crew Kid 52 off topic, but I'm a bit worried about the Eastern Conference Finals between the Rangers and the Cats. Sam Bennett and Gonchuk have plenty of prime targets to choose from, and Colin Campbell's son is the assistant GM of the team. Don't worry, Jacob Trouba will just take an elbow or two to someone.
That's the thing. I wonder how they go. Do they bring Hedel back, and sit Rempe, or do they bring Rempe out to go out and knock some people around? Like it's the one thing about Rempe is like he's worthless in the last 10 minutes of the game. You can't have him out there. So
my question is, do you scratch some guy like Brodzinski? Do you scratch Goodrow? I mean, Goodrow, you're probably Brodzinski to the bottom six.
Yeah, you need Goodrow on the fourth line and on the penalty kill. So it's hard to scratch Goodrow. The only expendable is Rempe because he's a rookie and like he's only there to fucking fuck up. And if he takes a dumb penalty, he costs your team. So to me, like he wouldn't even be there if Hedel's been there. Brzezinski only got in because they healthy scratched Rempe. And it worked. It ended up working in game 7 or game 6. But still, it's concerning that when you have a forward, a bottom 6 forward that cannot be on the ice in a close game. Like you cannot have Matt Rempe out there. But you would definitely put Philip Hedel out there.
He's like that traditional enforcer type. You bring him out there just to change energy, fight a few people. You don't keep him out there that long.
Yeah, but it's this is the playoffs. Like you need all the production that you can get.
Yep. MN Sport, Minnesota Sports Junkie 101. If you still have any doubts about the Timberwolves, I have just one thing to say. Naz Reid, the 6th man of the year, probably. Like he's been a beast.
Yep.
A depth that a team desperately needs. Hey, guys, who you got for the Western Conference Finals? T-Wolves or Mavs? I'm leaning the T-Wolves, and I think Ant will go off in this series. I mean, it depends. Does Doncic go God mode? I mean,
that's going to be a great matchup, but like I just feel like if the T-Wolves took out the Nuggets, then they can take out the Mavs. The Mavs barely got by the Clippers. So,
they did dismantle Thunder pretty easily.
Yeah, they did. Well, that was a dream matchup for them. Like the Clippers should be in the conference finals, but they couldn't get past the Mavs.
Well, Kawhi got injured. That was the problem.
Yeah. A lot of injuries.
Sam Lusk, can the Wolves change the Minnesota sports legacy of failure since 91?
They could.
Maybe. I mean, I think the Celtics are probably the team to beat right now, but, You never know.
The Wolves are equipped. Like, they went out and beat the Nuggets. Like, the Nuggets are still a very good basketball team. I don't care if they came in as a lower seed. The Nuggets are tough to beat, and the Wolves
Nuggets were
went out and
flat
beat
in
them.
the last 2 games.
Yeah.
They were flat. That
Yeah.
fourth quarter in Game 6 was atrocious.
Yeah.
Oxinator for 5. Keep those in Greenfield, Iowa, in your thoughts. The town was struck by a violent tornado
Oh,
today.
no.
Shit, man. And a funnier note, Lowell Knicks and Lowell Nuggets. We go from
That's what I
tornado
said.
to Lowell Knicks.
I just don't think I'll ever see them win a championship. It's just not. I don't know.
Dude, I'm never going to see the Pirates win a World Series in my lifetime.
You could. They could go Kansas City Royals and somehow win,
maybe.
Moneyball it up. I mean,
I
you have
mean,
O'Neal
Paul.
Cruz
Paul
and
Scaines.
Scaines.
Paul Scaines is fucking shoving. Like, he is just dominating, and I'm gonna wait for the moment in about 4 or 5 years where they trade him for some magic beans.
Are you going to go see him pitch this year?
Maybe. I mean, I'd want to.
Are you going to stalk Livy Dunn?
Nah. I mean, a lot of people went to his debut, and then the Pirates pissed it away and somehow won that game. But yeah. It happens. God's butt monkey. I'm going to start my own religion. 2 commandments. 1, send me $100 a month. 2,
All right.
Other than that, do whatever the hell you want to do. Dude,
That sounds like a religion.
I mean, that is a religion. I mean, honestly, like, they should send me $100 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then the religion would be sponsored by Raycon or SeatGeek.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd have a Discord, and I'd try to groom underage people or some shit like every other YouTuber.
What?
I mean, every YouTuber apparently does that now. That one guy is a Minnesota sports fan. The Wild are now officially the team I care about the least. State of hockey, my ass.
A lot of lakes in Minnesota. A lot of frozen lakes in Minnesota to play hockey on. And Tree is canceled.
Oh, I've been super canceled. Don't you realize that? Mm-hmm. I love how to say Jesus. Yeah, it's like people are weird, man. Sherman Eng for 5. Hey, Tree, please do a legacy of failure video on the Suns or Clippers. Oh, dude, I'm just waiting for the right time to strike with them. I think it may be very close to the Clippers. It depends on how PG-13 goes. And the Suns don't have a first-round pick until 2030, I think. Or 2031. I'm not sure. But, yeah, it's they went all in, and they don't have a bench or a point guard. It's great. Christopher Brickner, never search, is there a fetish of X on the internet? Because the answer is yes. It's always
Rule 34.
If it exists, there's porn of it. No exceptions.
Yep. No exceptions. Rule 34.
Mm-hmm. God's butt monkey for 5. I used to work with someone with behavioral issues that he got turned by watching videos of military guys getting crew cuts. No judgments there. Interesting.
Wait a minute. He just got turned on by
watching military guys get crew cuts.
There's a market for everything. There are some people that have YouTube channels where all they do is vacuum like rooms of their house, and they have like 40,000 subscribers.
Oh, dude, there are people who clean carpets and just do back scratching, chiropractic, all that stuff. They have millions.
Yeah.
This is the crazy shit.
Yeah. We're in the wrong bit. Dr. Pimple Popper, she's like a celebrity. And all she did was just film herself popping people's pimples, literally.
Honestly, if I just sat around on a computer cracking my ass, I could probably get more growth than I am now.
We should consider that, right? We should just consider putting the legs up, just cracking.
Yeah, just be like, fuck it. I'm gonna like do just me sucking at baseball. I'll do videos on that. It'll just be me going out to a field and just like throwing bad balls and routine grounders. And just doing those really bad drills where I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I missed it by 10 feet to the right.
Here's the thing. If you're a hot chick, people will watch you literally do anything. People will watch you shit. People will watch you eat. People will watch you stream in a hot tub. People will watch you definitely eat bananas. But apparently on Twitch, you can just do whatever and get away with it. All right.
The Lost King, if only the Knicks were healthy.
If only they were. If only.
Phantom Observer, based on their new uniforms, how many people in the New York Giants staff are fans of the Montreal Canadiens? I mean, they
apparently
that was the first thing I thought.
Yeah, it was throwback uniforms, So those apparently were 100 years ago their uniforms. So I'm getting with it. They're still hideous, but yeah, not a fan.
Les Habitants de New York City.
Yes.
God's butt monkey. Here's $2 more for butchering that last super. I mean, being turned on by military crew cuts. Something, man. Red Rhino, NFL's going to test using electronics for first down measurements. We are one step closer to robot refs. That's actually a smart idea because you can use the technology from they do it in organizational football, soccer, like where they judge or in tennis as well, where the ball goes out, they do a review and it's shows you right on the line where it's offsides. Now it's done huge things for tennis, soccer too. And they'll judge it right to the point where the ball is. I mean, it might be a little harder for certain things to do, like football. You'd have to get the technology in there. It might break. Hockey's going to be hard, because of the vulcanized rubber. Just trying to get the weight proper.
Well, the thing with the ball is they're going to have to put a lot of chips in it to make it more accurate. You're going to put at least 4 chips in there, so it could mess with
probably end to end, top to top. That's probably what you have to do.
And if what happens if it malfunctions, right? Then what do you fucking do, right? The ball is now. I could see Ed Hockley be like, "We cannot place the ball because the chip has malfunctioned."
Well, you got to bring out the index cards like Gene's territory.
Oh, so bad.
VMan29397. I have a question for you. What nation has produced more champion boxers per capita than any place in the world?
It'd probably be the United States, right? Or maybe Russia.
Well, it's probably per capita. You're probably Jamaica.
I don't know.
Cuba.
Cuba.
It's got to be a Caribbean island.
It's got to be some. What was it? That whole thing with Chris Rock. He had a whole bit on the lower your economic status, the better boxer you are, and he was like, "Yeah, for every Cuban, it's Puerto Rico."
Puerto Rico. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, unless you count Puerto Rico as a United States protectorate, then maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's still a country.
But that is, yeah.
Okay, Puerto Rico. Maybe the Philippines, with Manny Pacquiao.
Well, you have to think per capita.
Maybe Mexico. Yeah, you got Canelo. You got Oscar De La Hoya. You got Julio Cesar Chavez. You got Hector. Who was that other guy? Mexico, yeah. But Chris Rock, his whole bit was for every Mexican, he's like, there's an American Indian waiting to whip his ass. That was the joke. Anyways.
Coach Peel basketball. I once went to a Twins game in the Metrodome, a.k.a. the Humpty Dump. You could see the remnants of the football markings. Turns out I had seats on the 50-yard line for a baseball game. Here's your chance, take your dance to do the hump. Oh, do the baby. Do the Humpty Dump. Do the Humpty Dump. Do the Humpty Dump.
I'll start.
I think he died recently,
leg is
too.
Broken. Yeah.
That sucks.
The Humpty Dance.
Ooh. Sniper Sensei 97. Wheel of Discipline when, Tree? Speaking of Butker, I heard his jersey sales skyrocketed. He's the most popular jersey sold now. Which I want to ask about a similar context of one Steeler player for being the only one attending the national anthem before the game. Yeah, Alejandro Villanueva in 2017. Yeah. Same thing happened there. You are correct.
Well, he's an Army veteran, so
it was an Army Ranger. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. That's the thing. If you, hey, listen, Kaepernick's jersey sold when he kneeled, and Butker's jersey is going to sell when he talks about when he basically, emboldens that base. There's as shocking as it is people to learn. When someone says something, a lot of people will agree with that shit. It could be the most unhinged shit on the planet. As long as it's somewhat articulate, a lot of people will agree with it. I could get up and give
look at Twitter and TikTok. There's so much stupid shit that's popular right now.
There is an entire flat Earth society that has members all around the globe. Okay.
There are people that defend Kyrie Irving for the shit he said.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, they actively defend Kyrie Irving.
As shocking as this is, someone will say something, and at least if they have a big enough platform, 10 or 11 people will agree with it. I could be like, yo, the sun does not exist. And I mean, at least 2 of you in the audience would be like, you know what? I think 5's right.
I mean, the sun is just one giant star. I think it's
Right.
pretty overrated.
There's
Just call me
dudes.
Tay.
Yeah. What was it? Remember that couple in Florida? Oh, go ahead. Read this.
I'm sorry. Greetings, fellas. Thanks for all the laughs. No, thank you for watching, brother. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Remember
interrupt you.
there was that couple in Florida. They were selling like fake gold bricks that said that they had the key to heaven or something was in it, and they made they scammed like $12,000 out of people. I was like, damn, why is that illegal? Why can't they just sell fake tickets to heaven?
Because they don't have, they're pissing off religion. Like they don't have the real religion license. That's why.
But whoever buys it is the idiot, right?
Well, remember what P.T. Barnum said. There's a sucker born every minute.
So you're telling me some methed out couple in Florida can't sell tickets to heaven, but Joel Osteen can be like, yo, you got to praise God.
Because he pays his taxes and he's able to get the proper registrations from the government. They want their cut. And for most cases.
All right. As long as you pay the piper.
Remember, the NFL is non-profit. You have to remember
it's an entertainment company, though.
But it's a non-profit.
Yeah. Okay.
FIFA's non-profit. The IOC's non-profit.
The IOC is non-profit. But yeah, but they just funnel all the money to Goodell, you know.
Well, they funnel all the money to corrupt organizations. That's why Qatar got the World Cup. They just threw money at Sepp Blatter and they got it back. JNLT of Tree, have you considered making a revisiting or legacy of failure vid for the Buffalo Bills at some point? Maybe. Because, I mean, like, things have gone a little haywire. I need to see how this season goes for them. Because I would have to do the Sabres, too, and they've stalled out as well.
I've actually got a really interesting video that I'm coming out with. I'm actually having my researcher come up with this. My big question is, what NFL team in the last 20 or since the expansion era has been actively in search of a championship for the most days, right? It's probably the Patriots because, you know, they would be eliminated in the playoffs many times. But I wonder who the second best team is in terms of like active days that they were alive. Like, say a team makes it to round 2 of the playoffs, right? That's a 20-week season. That's easy to deduce. You were hopeful as a fan for 20 full weeks until they were eliminated. But there are other seasons where they get eliminated in week 10 or something like that, right?
I would probably have to say the Minnesota Vikings. Probably my guess.
Really?
They made the playoffs a bunch of times. You have to remember that. 4 Super Bowl losses. They went deep in the playoffs more than a couple times.
I would say the Steelers.
And they'd have been eliminated in like week 17, week 18.
The Steelers have had long seasons or many campaigns where they weren't eliminated until like the last couple weeks of the season.
So I said, if I were a betting man, it'd be Vikings.
But you got to also add like deep runs in there, right? Oh, the Ravens are good. The Ravens they've won a couple Super Bowls in the 20 years. They've always made deep runs. It was back and forth between them and the Patriots.
Chargers. The problem with the Chargers, they had a bunch of down years where they would just like
the Niners had some bad years. So like in my case, like the Giants, right? They've won 2 Super Bowls since 2000, but they're awful in all the other years. Like they haven't won many divisions at all, you know. So it'll be
eliminated early.
And on the flip side, who do you think is the worst? It's probably the Browns, right? The Browns get eliminated before anybody.
Browns, I'd say Panthers potentially.
Ooh, Panthers made a Super Bowl though.
Cardinals
have been bad.
Did you just fart?
Yeah, I did.
You son of a bitch.
I did.
You farted. Literally ripped massive ass.
I did. But you can't smell it. Dude? You can't smell it.
It's the idea of like the fart running through the. Dude.
Do you know what's funny?
Me for the weird shit I do in here. Come on.
Here's the thing. All right, there's a measure for everything on Earth, right? That quantifies everything. Decibels, right, for sound. They measure earthquakes, right? They measure like they even measure pain, like on a pain scale. There's no smell scale. There's no smellometer. There's no index of how pungent something smells. Okay, like there's a scale for everything, but no one's like, man, that's like at least an 8 on the fucking ass meter, right? Of a fart. There should be though. There should be.
I think
like,
give it enough time, there will be.
There should be like an air sample meter and just be like, man, who fucking busted it? That's a 10 on the fucking ass scale. I should put that in a jar and stuff. I can't believe you heard that.
Dude, it was so fucking loud.
I mean, I had to bust ass.
That part summarizes this. No, it summarizes this entire show.
Yeah, it summarizes our entire YouTube careers up to this point. Just a big, wet, fucking juicy fart. Just okay. Can we wrap this show up before I
Ian's
fart
Dallies. Oh, you will fart again, you sick son of a bitch. Losing a series to Luka's incessant whining and basketball Kanye gave me industrial levels of salt. Future still seems bright for OKC, though, as long as the youth learns to shoot and we get more size. Yeah. I mean, you'll be back. Dude, you've got so much more draft capital. You've got cap space. You'll be fine. Euphoria 10, I'm just here to yell John Starks and sneak back into the shadows.
Fuck you.
Also, as a Chicagoan, take care of JF1 tree. He's got flaws, but all of us in Chicago love that dude. Super talented. We'll try, brother. We'll try.
Yep. Not putting the dump in dumpster fire. Yes.
I mean, nothing wrong with a good old dump.
Peter.
Oh, dude. Red Lobster? Yeah, I think most of the Red Lobsters around me are still open. The problem is that, like, there's nothing there. And I'm going to lay down the hottest it takes. Chesapeake Bay biscuits are extremely overrated. They're okay, but they're not worthy of it.
I've not been to Red Lobster. Actually, I think I took my ex-wife. That was our first date, was Red Lobster. And she went, even though she hated seafood. And I was like, I took her to a Red Lobster. Like, how did I think that was going to go well?
I mean, it's like, okay, though. I mean, the problem with Red Lobster is it's just like an upscale Long John Silver's. It's all deep fried.
Would you take a first date to the Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah. It's nice.
You would take a first date to the Cheesecake Factory?
I mean, the Cheesecake Factory is a nice place. People love that shit. I mean, it's better than fucking Red Lobster.
You wouldn't take her to some local spot that you really like? Like, I'm not taking a girl on a first date to the Cheesecake Factory. Okay.
More or less
depends. I would not take a girl on a first date to a chain. Let's put it that way. I'm not taking her to fucking Texas.
Well, here's the question. Ruth's, Chris, Morton's, and Capitol Grill are technically chains. Would you still take a girl there on the first date?
No.
Really?
No. That's not worth it. To spend like $250 on a first date? No. I'm not setting that precedent.
Under Texas Roadhouse rolls are the rest.
Cheesecake Factory is a third date. That's right before you put it in. Yeah,
second or third.
Like, let's go to the Cheesecake Factory.
Get some cheesecake in you, dessert. And then I'll
Nope. And then I'll put some cheese dick in you.
That's what I mean. Cheesecake isn't terrible. Like, if you had nowhere else to go, like, I'd rather take someone there on a first date than like
you could
go Olive Garden or Red Lobster or.
Okay, but here's the thing, right? If you're taking her to the Cheesecake Factory, that means that you're taking her to a mall on your first date, right? Like
you're not really in the mall. You're outside the mall.
Still, you're at the mall. Like, you're not taking her anywhere.
There are standalone.
Not taking her place. I'm just saying, you're not taking her anywhere like downtown. You're generally taking her to a mall. That is weak, if you ask me. Would you take her to Panera? Okay, now there's a difference though. Like, if you grab a coffee together, you can, like, the first date that I went on was in a grocery store when I first went, because we couldn't find a coffee shop, and she was just like, let's just go to this fucking Starbucks in this grocery store.
Yeah.
And we did. And we just sat and talked. So it doesn't matter.
There's nothing wrong with having a first date at a Panera if you just get like a drink and just chat.
It's true, but like, I don't do coffee dates anymore because I feel like those are just throwaways, and you're just like, let me just meet this person and see if they're like, every coffee date I've ever had has not gone well because it's just both people are kind of like, if you get dressed up and go out and have a nice dinner, like there's more likely that you'll go on a second date.
Yeah, true.
Or drinks. Drinks is a really good first, especially if you're smart enough to, because drinks, you're going to have sit on the same side of each other. So if you do like each other, you kind of turn to each other. And like, I know the date's going well when she puts her hand on me or touches my shoulder. Like, I'm just like, all right, I'm fucking killing.
Nothing wrong with sitting with a bar, man. I've done that before. Nice couple days. Like, I've had nice dates like that before.
Yeah. Drinks as a first date is always solid. Always solid.
At a nice little cocktail bar, you know.
Yep. Go to like
Always good.
well, I have a thing with speakeasies. Like if you know, like
Speakeasies aren't bad.
Yeah.
Got like a little downtown, like a downstairs area.
Yeah,
like
they're usually really seductive. Yeah.
Well, they're
Get a
intimate.
smoked bourbon.
Rich mahogany, wood,
Mm-hmm.
smoke. Well, not cigar smoke, but like.
A lot of girls don't know about the speakeasy, so you seem like you know your way around town too. They're like, "Oh, this guy knows all the spots. I want to see what else he can do. You know, where else is he going to take me? A little bit of mystery."
I don't know about the. I mean, you got to wait a little bit before that. Just saying.
Yep. All right, let's wrap up.
You got to let the knife flow.
Just like your dad should have.
I mean, unfortunately, he failed. So tough luck there. But by the way, so what do you got coming out this week, sir?
I just released a video today about the Yips, and then I am doing a critique of every stadium to host a Super Bowl. Nice. I'm updating that. And then next week I'll have that video. Actually, I have a video on the worst rule proposals. I've got new content going up on 5 Point Stadiums about there's a Coliseum. There's a fully intact Coliseum that no one even knows about. It's from the Roman times. So nice. I've got a lot of content coming out. You? What are you?
I'm doing prep on the NHL and NBA haters guides right now. So nothing in the pipeline just yet. So just trying to get that ball rolling. So I have that ready to roll.
Yep. Get your hate out there.
Yep. Finishing up the vocals now. I'll start editing like the base of that next couple days, and then probably do something quick in the meantime.
Okay. Well, thanks, Ed, for sending me the stuff. Thank you for the stuff, and we love you all. Thanks for coming out. And Andy, don't give it away. You fucking smart ass. But it's a really interesting video. Love y'all. See you later.
Peace out.